And before we continue with today's session, it is so important that we do an acknowledgement of traditional lands. Royal Roads University acknowledges that the campus is located on the traditional lands of the Coxsackie, Esquimalt, and Lekwungen Songhees ancestors and families. It is with gratitude that we now learn and work here, where the past, the present, and the future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. Welcome. And we're going to be jumping in and talking about the Doctor of Business Administration. With me today, I have Dr. Hassan Wafai, who is the program head. My name is Emara Angus. I'm an education specialist here. We also have our knowledgeable enrollment advisor, Tracy Summers, who will be monitoring the chat. So she's here to answer questions. So feel welcome to pop any questions in the chat as they come up throughout the whole session. We'll also address them in the presentation too. So here's a quick overview, the agenda for today. Get to know one another. That's what we're doing right now. Looking back at the chat, I see some more people popping in where they're joining us from. We have Souk, BC, which is cloudy. We have Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's 1 a.m. Thank you for joining us. That's the middle of the night. So welcome. And so we're getting to know each other. We're going to do a brief overview of the Royal Roads University experience. We're going to jump into program-specific information. We're going to go through the application process and requirements. And as I mentioned, questions throughout. So when they come up, pop them in the chat and we'll do our best to address them. So we're located in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. So we're on Vancouver Island. So we're right off the coast of BC. The closest nearest large cities outside of Victoria are Vancouver in Canada or Seattle in the United States. And both of those cities are just a ferry ride away. The top 3 industries in Victoria are advanced technology, tourism and hospitality, and education. And we're pretty mild here. 6 degrees Celsius in the winter is kind of where we sit around. In the summer, it goes up to about 25 degrees Celsius. And you'll be visiting our campus if you join the DBA and come to for a residency. So you will get to see Victoria, BC. And we'll be talking more about residencies and the structure of the program later. But I wanted to mention what we're all about here in Victoria. So here are some images of our space. On the top left, you'll see an image of Hatley Castle. We actually have a castle on campus. You might even recognize this castle from movies such as Deadpool and X-Men. Both of those were filmed on location. And you can walk around the outside of the castle. Beside it is the garden. We have a beautiful Japanese garden as well. You'll see the image there on the top right of the screen. And you can wander around there on your lunch breaks, or if you just need a little bit of fresh air. We also overlook the Esquimalt Lagoon. So that's the bottom left image there. And in the far distance, you can see the Olympic Peninsula mountain range. And it's a beautiful view from campus. And here at Royal Roads University, we've been teaching and learning online for over 25 years. So why explore Royal Roads? I know that's why we're here today, to jump into the DBA program and also to explore Royal Roads. And I want to mention, when I say DBA, that's the shortened version of the Doctor of Business Administration program. So we throw that term around a lot, DBA. So here at Royal Roads University, we see life as a qualification. We understand that everyone in the room here is joining us with a different background, different career path, different goals, different interests. And that's what makes our cohort so special. It's that diversity. And really, we want to get to know you fast. Profs who know your name. So we're getting to know you very quickly. The cohort size is intentionally and deliberately smaller so that we can really have that customized learning. And learning is based on life. So what you're going to be learning in the program, you're going to be using that in your career. You're going to be using that to advance your career. And we'll be talking more about what that looks like. And one of the most amazing things about the cohort model is the connections that you are going to make with your colleagues or your network here at Royal Roads that you're going to keep for the rest of your life. It really is a powerful network, and we were really built differently from day one. And we're also a change maker campus. So that means that we have a designation that recognizes us as embedding social innovation as a core value of our university. And we truly believe in leading and empowering others to lead positive change in the world. And now I'm so pleased to welcome up Dr. Hassan Wafai, who will be talking more about the program. Welcome, Hassan.
Thank you, Emara. Thank you very much. Can you hear me clearly? Good, thank you. Thank you, Emara, for the introduction. Thanks everyone for joining today. It's a pleasure being here, talking about the program, the Doctor of Business Administration program. So let's get started. I have control over the slides. Here you go. We try it. So what is a Doctor of Business Administration? Doctor of Business Administration at RRU, it's a unique program. It's unique in British Columbia, and it's also unique to Canada. Why is it unique? Because it's a research intensive program, research-based doctorate that's oriented to applied research. So the focus of the program is applied business and management research. The key feature of the program, it's the hybrid nature, meaning that the program is designed to integrate the applied and professional orientation of a professional doctorate along with research emphasis of a PhD. I like to describe this as we bring the best of or from both type of program, the conventional PhD and the professional doctorate. So DBA program, actually, it is an applied professional doctorate, but it's a research intensive doctorate. It also, the program has a blended design, meaning that you don't need to be on campus all the time. The program has on-campus component and online component. We're gonna talk a little bit about this. The on-campus component, we call it residencies. It's a short period that students come on campus, but the majority of the program is delivered online. And when you say online, of course, it's a research intensive program. So it's not always about courses, it's mostly about your research. So it is with a blended design means that you don't need to put your work on hold. You still can continue your full-time job while doing your doctorate. As I'm going through, I've a couple of slides, I would say a few slides here. Feel free to jump in and ask questions. I'm very happy to address these questions as they come. And I will try to keep an eye on the chat here. So feel free to put your question on the chat or grab a mic and say your question. So program at a glance here, it's a 60 credit program like any other doctoral program in Canada. It's a hybrid design, and now you know what's hybrid design. Let me emphasize this again. Hybrid design, it is the combination between a research intensive, conventional PhD and applied, focused, practice-oriented design. So it's combined both of them. It focuses on knowledge production. So the outcome of your work is a dissertation or papers that contribute to existing body of knowledge. Not just existing body of knowledge, but also contributes to practice. So this is what we call actionable and relevant knowledge. That's me contribute to practice and contribute to existing body of knowledge. The program is 47 years. The delivery, as we said, is a blended, it's a cohort base. You are part of a cohort. There will be online learning component and 3 intensive residency on campus. The program focus on specific competency. I'm not going to go into the details into the type of competency here at this point, but happy to address any questions you may have. Before I move to the next slide here, I wanted to reiterate a couple of things here. First, it is the cohort-based nature of the program. PhD program, doctoral program, conventional PhD program. Normally, it's a solo journey. I've done my PhD, and over 6 years, I did my PhD with my supervisor. I mean, this is the relationship, the only relationship I have. That is not the case when you do your DBA at RRU. you will be part of a cohort. That cohort provides you with a safety net. So you have a group of colleagues that coming from different walk of life. They have a lot of experience, and also they're doing research in different area, but you are part of that network. So through the journey, you have colleagues to talk with, to communicate, to support each other. That's the first point, the cohort base. They're very important and very, very unique, as well as the program. When we say here, I would like also to highlight the point about knowledge production. Yes, the program focus on producing knowledge, but also in an applied, practice oriented, meaning that knowledge is normally in conventional PhD program. You start your research by identifying a gap in the literature. In the DPA, you could do that, but also you can bring a problem in real life and try to do or build a research inquiry around that problem to address the problem in real life. Of course, through the design process, you will make sure this problem is relevant to existing body of knowledge as well as. So overall structure of the program, what you see here is just like an overall structure, a very high level structure of the program. The program consists of 3 stages or 3 phases. We call them phases here. Phase 1, foundations, is 1 year. And you can see it here at the bottom of the 3. Yes, thank you, Emara, you're highlighting it. So that's here, DBA foundation. 1 year is a course based. You will have 6 courses during the first year, and you will have 2-week residency in February. Once you complete that 1 year, then you can move to do the candidacy exam, and that is the second phase, which is research preparation phase. You will do candidacy exam. You will have a supervisory committee that work with you specifically to support your research, and you will also submit your official research proposal. I'm going to talk a little bit about that piece, research proposal. Again, when we talk about the admission requirement, part of the admission is to submit a proposal that is different from the research proposal that you will submit after almost like a year or 2 years through the program. It will build on the initial one, but it's certainly more detailed. So the second phase is a research preparation phase. The third phase, it's execution and writing phase. It's 2 years, where you will collect data, analyze data, and write up your dissertation. I see Georgina. May you please share your screen on the presentation? I think the screen is shared, Georgiana, and you should be able to see the slide, right? Let us know if you cannot. So what I described here is it's a high-level structure, very high level, 3 phases. What you will see on our website is a detailed program. This detailed program reflects the high-level structure I just explained. You can see here in yellow, year 1, foundation phase. We have 6 courses under year 1 foundation phase. And you will see year 2, research preparation phase, and phase 3, that is year 3 and 4, execution and writing phase. And here the program, it is for the upcoming intake that start in January 2024. Any question so far? Good. Okay, let's move on. So the first year, the foundation year, as we said, it's 6 courses. 6 courses in the first year, 2 courses about the development of management thoughts and practices, and 3 courses about research design, and 1 direct reading course. Now, these courses are designed to prepare you to do the research. So the focus is not on the courses. The focus is on you to get ready to start your research after the foundation year. So you will see here the 2 courses about development of management thought and practices. It is I would describe them as a refreshment. Refresh your knowledge about different management schools, different management practices, key themes and management literature, and then the 3 very important courses about research design, the research design course, the qualitative, quantitative design, and then the one-to-one, what we call direct study. It's a 6-month course. So you work with 1 instructor. That instructor will be your supervisor later on. The one instructor to dive deep into your area of specialization. The way the course is designed, take into consideration that you have been away from school for quite a long time and you need some preparation to get started. This is why we start with a foundation year, and we say you don't need to worry about the final proposal in the first year. Let's help you get through the literature until you feel comfortable. Then the next phase is to submit your proposal, the final proposal. The program has a 3 residency, 2-week residency, 1-week residency, 2-week residency, the first one in the first year, 1 week second year, and 1 week fourth year. These residency are on campus, are built around workshop, whether disciplinary, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, knowledge-intensive workshops. So through these workshops, you will interact with peers, with faculty, with professionals. You will have the opportunity to deliver your research and also engage in meaningful conversation around other research ideas. We're very excited about the residency. Our upcoming residency in February. I was explaining to Emara before we get started. We will have on campus between the 2 doctoral programs, 62 doctoral students on campus over 2 weeks. Now, there's an important piece, to that. You are a part of a research community. You are a part of a group who's doing doctoral research. They share your journey. They share the struggles, the challenges, and the success with you. It's very powerful. Existing literature say that you being part of a group will help you go through doctoral programs.
Hassan, I have a quick question that I noticed come up in the chat. So I wanted to address it now that we're talking about what the program looks like. So the question we have is, what do you recommend as the weekly number of hours to allocate to the program if targeting the 4-year completion period? And the question also includes, is this a full-time intensive program where the majority of learners are not working in full-time employment roles?
Thank you. That's a very good question. So the first year is a course-based, as we said. We say that especially the first half of the first year, I would be very specific. The first half of the first year, you get started, you have 2 blocks. That means you will do like the first block, 2 courses, and then 2 courses. I would say something between 10 to 15 hours a week on average. Some colleagues, they need less, some colleagues, they need more. That's the first half of the first year. The second half of the first year, you start to have a little bit more control over your time, over your progress. But I would say you still need to put time around 10 to 15 hours a week as well, but you will have a little bit more control. Now, since the first year is course-based, you still have a common, what we call if you remember during your master degree, there are deadlines to submit assignment and all these details. Though we don't really emphasize deadline here in the way that, well, you need to submit assignment. Of course, we have flexibility around that, and all students understand, but we still have a time frame that you need to go through. Courses have start date, has end date, assignment need to be submitted before the end of the course, or before the and not all, and before the deadline of the assignment. Once you finish the first year, that's a foundation phase, then you will have far more control over your own progress, over your own pace, because you will start your research. And that is then you will have, you will work out with your supervisory committee to meet these key milestones that you will see on screen. The candidacy exam, the proposal, the defense. Some students being able to do that very quickly. For some students, they need some time to go through, because they're working full time. To the best of my knowledge, we been able to accommodate all colleagues who've been working or have family through the program. Accommodate the requirements and their busy schedules. And don't forget, you are not alone in the journey. You are part of a cohort. You're working together, and that will help. Does that answer the question? Yes, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Troy. Yes, Troy, also the program is designed for working professionals, so it allows students to work full-time while completing the program. Yes, it is. And that is the feature of blended design. Though you students still need to attend residencies on campus. That is 2 weeks in the first year, 1 week in the second year, and 1 week in the fourth year. Of course, the time commitment vary from one student to another. But on average, the first year, I would say 10 to 15 hours a week. Natasha, hi. Will the supervisor suggest topic for research? Thank you, Natasha. Well, part of the admission is to submit your initial proposal. And that initial proposal is 5-page only. It speaks to your passion. You have experience. Part of the requirement that to have a number of years of experience, and we will discuss this. So the research needs to speak to your passion. The topic will need to come from you. We will help you. If you wanted to chat around the topic, we will happy to help you do that. We will have another webinar, I guess, Emara, in the next few weeks, which is around building research proposal. So if you have an idea and you don't know how to go about it, how to transfer this idea to a proposal, we will talk about this specifically, and we will give you example, right? So the initial research proposal needs to come from you. We will be able to help you through the next workshop. And after that, if you need any further help, feel free to reach out to me, directly. Sapir Ali, is the other intake to apply in 2023? No, it's only one intake per year, and the intake starts in January. So the next intake is in 2024. James Sassy, is there a specific format for submission of the proposal? There is no specific format. We said we did describe specific requirements we would like to see in the proposal. We will talk about this further in the next webinar, so please try to join the next webinar. But overall, the research proposal needs to address a research problem or researchable problem. It's nice to have working research questions. You need to include key highlights from the existing literature. Also, you need to outline a key contribution, potential contribution to existing literature and practice. James, hope that addressed your question. If not, please feel free to ask again and or reach out. I'm happy to support. Faith, I'm sorry I joined late. I don't know if the issue of supervisor acceptance to an applicant is compulsory. So you don't need to have a supervisor approval to get started in the program. We do understand that you are working professionals and you've been away from college, from university for quite a long time. This is not a conventional PhD where just finish your master and you're going to work under the wing of a professor. This is not the case. You will submit initial proposal, 5-page initial proposal, and we are happy to help you to do that proposal. And we will have a workshop, another workshop, if you are interested to discuss how to build that initial proposal. And based on that initial proposal, of course, there are other requirements. We can talk a little bit about this. You will be eligible to start the program. You do the foundation year, and by the end of the foundation year, then we will discuss with you who would be the right person to support your research. I mean, who will be the right person to be your supervisor? And you will do the candidacy exam, and toward around I would say halfway through the second year, you will submit the formal official proposal. That is with working with your supervisor. Faith, does that answer your question? Thank you for the question. Very important, actually. Regina, hi, could you please talk about profile of your previous student? I mean, R, GPA, CV, and IELTS. Okay, GRE, GPA, CV, and IELTS. Thank you, Regina. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. There is a link. We do feature our doctoral student, and we have a website for them to feature their bios and their progress, their research. I think the website is posted somewhere here. If not, yes, I see Emara indicating it's posted on the chat. So feel free to have a look. And if you wanted to connect with any of our doctoral students, feel free to reach out to us and we will put you in contact with him or her. NJ, will there be an open day on campus for DBA program? I don't know what you mean by open day, but they will, if you're referring to on-campus component of the program, as I said, there will be 3 residencies, the 2-week residency on campus, 2 weeks, and 1 week residency in the second year and 1 week in the 4th year. Sapir Ali, when will we have to apply for upcoming intake with a fee? I'm gonna address all these. I promise. I have a couple of slides coming up about application, and Emara will talk more about this also in much more detail. Here you go, Tracy. You can see Tracy posted student bio. Thank you, Tracy. Application deadline, Tracy. Thank you very much. Troy, I see he's talking with Tracy. That's good. All good, right? If I forget any question in the chat, please let me know. Okay, so who are our students? Our DBA student. Actually, I like to say this, we have been able to recruit the type of student that we always want. So we are very proud of our doctoral students. They are exactly the type of student that we wanted to have in the program. They have all the qualities, the skills, the competency that will enable them to succeed, and that is part of the selection process. So please feel free to look at their bios and their different research projects. Our students are generally working professionals, people who are working full-time, been in the industry for quite a long time. They build expertise, and they aspire to be leader in their field or sector. Now, you do your master, you do your MBA to be a leader in your organization. But if you want to go beyond your organization, then you need your doctorate to be a leader in a field or industry, to be a subject matter expert. So our doctoral students are working to be subject matter expert in their industry, and they want to independently develop original management research that has impact on both theory and practice. Doctoral student must have relevant master degree. Now, the term relevant here, I wanted to highlight, relevant master degree is relevant to your research. Of course, MBA is a generalist program that applies to all type of management research. But I mean, you don't need to have MBA or master in management in order to qualify for DBA. You could have a master degree that's relevant to your research or to the proposed research. So as you could see from our student bio, our colleagues coming from all walks of life, they work in public, private sector, we have around, I would say 20–30% of our students are university professors, currently university professor, and they require to have doctorate in order to advance in rank, in academic ranking. You will see also some of them are consultants or a lifetime researcher, someone who is very passionate about specific topic, and now it's time to build research around that. Now, this is 2021 cohort. Now, the program started in 2020. So we have 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and we just welcomed 2023 this week. And we will meet them in February. This is 2021 cohort. This picture, you can see Hatley Castle. The size of cohort, as you can see, is not big. We try to make sure that the cohort is between 15 and 18. We wouldn't exceed that number. Please, again and again, I will always encourage you to please check student bios and let us know if you wanted to reach out to any of our colleagues, and we will be happy to do that. Now, 2021, that means they started 2 years ago. They finished their foundation year, and they all processed almost, I would say, a large number of them, they did the candidacy exam. Some of them, they had something alive, they've been a little bit late, and that speaks to the flexibility that we offer to our colleagues. Once you finish the first year, you will have flexibility to manage your progress. Now, I see here in the chat talking about the cost of the program, and I know this is an interesting topic. The cost of the program, as Tracy here noted in the chat, is $89,000. But you need to consider this is for the entire program over 4 years. At doctoral level, it's very common to get funded. It is very common to get funded. Now, the funding opportunities are available, and they're not scarce. They are available. There are many funding opportunities that could be accessible to you. However, I always recommend that to consider self-funding for the first year. because in the first year, you're doing the foundation year. The foundation year, you're doing courses, you're not sure about your research. Most of the time, some colleagues, they've been able to manage fund even before they get started the program. But for the majority of our colleagues in the program, they would like to take their time to make sure they are clear about their research area. And that will help them approach funding opportunities. So self-funding is certainly one of the key sources that I would like to highlight as important to when you consider a program like DBA program. They are internally at Royal Road, we do offer fund. They are internal funding opportunities, entrance award. We have entrance award. It's a partial funding though. And we will have a scholarship award that students are eligible around once they do some progress in their program, they will be eligible around like 2 years in their program, they will start to be eligible for scholarship award. It's also a partial funding program. We do have other funding program internal to Royal Road, but it's a topic specific, and that varies. For example, last year we had a funding opportunity for researchers who are doing research in the area of climate change and ADI. Now, almost all of our doctoral students are interested in external funding opportunities. And they are, as I mentioned, there are many funding opportunities available for doctoral students. Here you can see on the screen, there are two very well-known sources. SHERC, which is a public body that offers funds to researchers in post-secondary education in Canada, as well as doctoral students. Also, SHERC offers funds to master students as well. Now, SHERC is certainly a very well-known in post-secondary education in Canada as a source for funding. MITEX is another funding body, and we have very good success rate with MITEX. These are only examples. I do recommend, and I do strongly recommend for those who are interested in funding opportunity to explore this a little bit more and look at MITEX Accelerate program. MITEX Accelerate program is one of the most, I would say, most popular funding program between doctoral students. And as we said, we have very, very good success rate getting our students funded through MITEX. Actually, some of our colleagues get funded even beyond their tuition fee. The tuition fee, whatever, it's 90. Some of our colleagues get funded like $160,000 to do the research and also to support the activity associated with their research. Here are, I mean, we listed some resources that are available for you. The first one, I will talk about training. Once you are part in the DBA program, we do offer training, how to apply and how to build your proposal, how to approach these funding. This is very important. It's not just because we want you to get funded, which is important aspect. We understand how important it is, but also getting funded, it speaks to you to the value of your research. That your research is valuable, especially for those who would like to continue their career in academia. This will be very helpful. So we have a specific training for how to build your grant, and we have workshop for grant writing. The first step I will say for you at this point is to look at our financial aid website. It's a fantastic website. It has a lot of information, so you don't need to, I would say, browse around. Everything you want to see, you will find on that website. At Royal Road University, we have an Office of Research Services. It's a fantastic group of colleagues who support students and faculty who go through their research proposals and grant writing. Any question? Did I miss anything on chat? I see that I missed 15.
We have a few more questions that came in. I was keeping track of them as they came in. And one question is, can you please explore a bit more about international students in the DBA program and what that looks like?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a number of international students in the program that they joined, I think, if you look at the 2021 cohort, 2022 cohort, we have international colleagues join the program in these two cohorts. Also in 2023, the group that just started, we do have a number of international colleagues. The admission requirements apply the same. So whether you are international or Canadian, the same admission requirement. Perhaps the only difference, it's the English IELTS score, and all details are available on our website. I mean, again, I'm happy to connect you with our international colleagues who are doing the program, but they are enjoying the program. They're really enjoying the program. Hope that gives you an overview, Naomi, but I'm happy to address any other questions you have about international student experience in the program.
I just wanted to add that for international students, we do recommend applying sooner than the deadline if possible, because we do understand that there's other visas that you may need to get or other things like that. So definitely make sure you give yourself ample time. We're recommending at least 4 months in advance of the application deadline. And Tracy, you can correct me in the chat if it is longer than that, but we are recommending ample time when you apply.
I see Rihanna here ask how many students do you accept for this year? For this year, we have 18 students, 17, I guess, or 18. Still, number is. I mean, we welcome our colleagues this week, but because of some specific condition, maybe one colleague will defer to next year. So I would say 17 or 18. That's a cohort size. Specializing in finance, we don't have a specialization in the sense that you need to declare your specialization in advance. You can specialize in finance as part of your research, but that will be determined after you finish the foundation year. I see any previous research or current research that is on aviation, aerospace industry. Yes, we do. We have one of our colleagues who's doing research on the resilience of air transport sector in Canada. You could see his bio, his Jason Major, his name, Jason Major, 2021 cohort. If you are on the website for student, website of student bio, please feel free to have a look. And I see some communication here around tuition fee. I see James say, I completed my degree and MBA in London. Would I still need to take IELTS? Well, I see another similar question from Naomi. Well, I would defer this question to our colleague in the admission. They will be able to address case-specific question. And they are very quick in responding. So feel free to reach out by email, and they will get back to you. And maybe Tracy will be able to help you with this question as well. Yeah. I don't want to provide answer that is not, I'm not sure about. Yeah, so I'd like to defer this the question to our colleague in the admission department. But I would say, generally speaking, if you do your master's degree in English-speaking country, that will be, yeah, here you go. Tracy send you the English language requirement. Thank you, Tracy. Now, how to apply? At this point, I will hand it over to Emara. Emara, your screen.
Thank you so much, Hassan. And thank you everyone for all the questions in the chat. It's great to see them coming in and keep them coming. I'm going to be diving into the how to apply. And we briefly touched on parts of it. I do want to mention that all of this information is on our website, especially when it comes to how to apply. I really recommend, Tracy's going to pop in a link to the application and admission requirements in the chat. I recommend treating it like an assignment where you go through it point by point and make sure you submit the information that's required that way. But I'll do an overview, and if you have any questions, feel welcome to ask. So the admission for the DBA is a relevant master's degree from a recognized university, normally within a minimum B GPA. And we also normally require a minimum of 7 years of relevant full-time work experience with 5 years at a management level with increasing levels of responsibility. And the admission into the DBA is competitive. It is a competitive admission program. I know we mentioned that earlier, but I always want to emphasize that. And key dates, as Hassan mentioned, we have one intake a year, and we just started it. The intake started this January. So if you're interested in the DBA program, you're going to be applying to take the next intake, which is January 2nd, 2024. And the application deadline is October 2nd, 2023. But I want to mention that you don't have to wait for the application deadline. If you're ready to apply now, start applying, start the application. We have a research workshop in a few weeks. I popped a link in the chat. I'll pop it in again, and I'll also share it with the follow-up email. I would love to see everyone there. It's one of our favorite webinars to host. Even if you're not quite ready to explore what you want to research, join us. We can talk about it. We can get those ideas started. It's a really great session. So that's in a few weeks. And to apply, we do have an online application form. So you want to start by starting a profile, you pay a small application fee, and then you start submitting your supporting documents. And we list in detail what those supporting documents look like on the website, but they'll look like things like your official transcripts from any previous post-secondary education. We do want a detailed resume because we really want to get to know you. So on that resume, you want to include things like your education, any certificates, past degrees. We want to know about your professional experience. And this is where you would show us that increasing level of responsibility on your resume. We also want you to include anything like volunteer or unpaid work, professional affiliations and memberships, and other relevant information that you think we should know. And the initial proposal, we talked about it a bit already, and we will be going deeper into it in our workshop. But we do have a description on our website where the statement of the initial proposal, like kind of what that would look like, if that's helpful. We also want 3 letters of reference. And these 3 letters of reference should really attest to your intellectual curiosity or your ethical behaviors and how you approach independent thinking. And ideally, 2 of those reference letters should be from individuals who can speak to your academic qualifications. A writing sample may be requested, as well as an interview may be requested as well. So I know this was a lot of information, and we are here to support you through the whole process. I hope that's clear at this point, that we are here to help if you have questions or you want to connect with grads or current students. We are here to help. We are here to help you with the program to make sure it's the right fit. We can talk about the admission and application requirements that apply to you. If you're interested in any of this, don't hesitate to reach out for a one-on-one conversation. You can even schedule one on our website. You can also reach out to our learn.more@royalroads.ca, and you can chat with an enrollment advisor through that email address. And we know it's a big decision choosing a university, so we're really, really here to help you make that decision. And I know I mentioned it a few times, but we are excited about it. I love this workshop. We are hosting it on Wednesday, January 18th from 9 to 10:30 a.m. There's a link below, there's a link in the chat. And I want to mention that we record the first part of this webinar, but we don't record the part where we're talking about your research ideas because that's confidential. We want to keep that private. So we only record the first part. So I do recommend attending this workshop in person, well, virtually in person live if you can. Okay, I'm going to open up the floor to questions. I know, Hassan, you had your eyes on the chat. I haven't seen any coming in yet, but I'm going to look over and I pass it over to you.
Okay, I see. I see Tracy has addressed most of the question. Troy put a question: what is the rough percentage of learners in a cohort that do complete the program in 4 years versus the maximum 7 years? The program started in 2020. So we are in the 2023. So we are at the third year at this point. I can tell you that all our colleagues in the program that they started in 2020 are progressing very well. And colleagues who started 2021 also progressing very well. So I don't anticipate delay in completing any major delay in completing any of their doctoral research projects. However, that could happen, and that is not uncommon in doctoral education. There's a very well-known literature around the percentage of colleagues who takes long time. It took me 6 years myself to do my PhD. So it's not a big deal if it takes 6 years or 5. The most important is that you are progressing into your research. Hope that addressed your question, Troy. Yes, thank you, Troy. So, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to say a couple of words before we wrap up. We do understand this is a big decision. I mean, to start a doctoral program is a big decision. I'm not referring only to the investment in terms of the money you spend. It's not only about that. It is a big investment intellectually, it is socially, it is also in your career. It's a big investment. It's a big decision. So what I would recommend is to really think carefully and clearly around your motivation. Why I want to do this program, how this program will help me. And at some point, if you need to chat, we are available. We are here to chat with you. So we do understand this, how significant the decision is, and we are here to support you. And if you wanted to talk about your research, please reach out to me. I'm available to talk with you about the research, about how to convert your research into a proposal. Feel free to reach out again by email. I'm available and I will respond, say fairly quickly. Within a few days, I will be able to respond to you. But I would invite you to attend our upcoming webinar around building a research proposal. I think this webinar will be very helpful for those who would like to put an application this year to the DBA program. So once again, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you, Emara. Thank you, Tracy, for managing the conversation throughout the last 1 hour. Thank you.